Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm running into stuff here. Good afternoon. It is right now. It's just after 4 o'clock. So on a Friday, it's the weekend wrap up. Welcome to the weekend wrap up. I am the Duke. So what we're doing, if you're not familiar, which you wouldn't be because this is the first episode of the weekend wrap up. So basically, I got news today. I got lots of news. So a couple of things. We've got the Instagram. We've got the Twitter. The Twitters. We got those things. We've got, what else do we have? We've got YouTube now because this exists, these videos. So we're doing this. We've also got very exciting news on today's weekend wrap up. We've got an Etsy store. There's not a lot of product in the Etsy store yet, but there will be because see this bad boy behind me right here, the 3D printer there, and then there you can't see it, but off to my left, the resin printer, resin station, the pressure pot for casting resin. I've already got one mold on the way, and then I'll be molding some more dice in silicone, and then using those silicone molds to cast more resin dice. So once I get that all together, then there'll be more stuff in the store. Right now, it's just some logo branded merchandise for the company with the company logo. Speaking of which, you can't really see it. You can kind of see it. This thing right here. This thing, it's still in plastic, so I will unveil it later, maybe next weekend wrap up. But we have a logo, we have a sign with the store logo and the store name, and the company name. I'm so excited about the store. The other thing I'm excited about besides the store, so that's one of the things we're going to talk about in this episode. The other thing. The reason we're doing this sort of weekend wrap up, basically it's every Friday. I'm gonna get in front of this camera and I'm gonna tell y'all what we did, what we've been working on, what's to come in the week ahead. So it's a way to kind of connect with you all. And I say you all, there's probably like 3 people watching this, but whatever. You 3 people, thank you so much, because without you, without the base that forms the foundation that we're going to build this empire on, wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you very much for putting your time, your maybe money, who knows, and your effort in and by that I mean your word of mouth, your liking the posts on Instagram, your retweeting on Twitter, you're talking about it with your friends on other social media, Facebook, commenting on YouTube, sharing video links with your contacts. All that stuff is invaluable into building a brand, building a business, and bringing it out of a conceptual stage and into something that actually exists in real life. So thank you very much. So all y'all that are watching this, basically, this is a weekly thing that's going to go up on the Patreon, because that's the other exciting announcement I have today, this week, is we have a Patreon. So there's 4 levels, 4 tiers, I believe they're called, to the Patreon. And you can join at any tier, or if you don't want to join a tier and just kind of want to follow along with the free posts, there's not going to be a lot of those, but there is going to be some stuff that I'll post up for free. In fact, I think this is going up for free. So if you're obviously you're not a member of the Patreon yet, because you didn't know it exists until right now. So everyone who checks out the Patreon page is going to get access to this video right here, this one that we're making. I feel like it's in, looking in Spaceballs. Anybody old enough to remember Spaceballs? This is the video we're watching right now. We're watching the movie, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. So, if you're watching this right now, that means that you can check out the store on Etsy. I believe it's etsy.com/Ursa Astra Creations, but I will verify that, and I'll toss a link below or to this. I don't know how YouTube works, you guys. Like, I'm getting too old for this stuff. Wherever it goes, wherever you see links, I'll throw a link to it. So the Etsy store is one of them. The other thing is the Patreon. So again, it's, patreon.com. I believe it's Ursa Astra Creations, but again, I'll toss a link to it wherever it goes. I'll just throw it out there in the internet world, and you'll be able to give it a little clicky click with your mouse or your finger on your smart device, or your retina scan. I don't know how we do these things anymore. And you'll be able to check it out. And if you want to join up, great. Thank you. If you don't want to join up, if you just want to tell somebody who might dig it and get them to join up, fantastic. That's just as good as you joining yourself. So appreciate anything that you can do, even if it's not monetary, if it's simply taking a moment of your time, sharing a link on Twitter, sharing a link, liking a post on Instagram, retweeting something, whatever it may be. All of this social media stuff, whatever, hell, even if you just want to literally talk to another person and tell them, hey, you should check this website out on the internets. Great. Fantastic. I appreciate you all so much. So, getting back to the kind of the purpose of these weekly videos, I want to make it worth your time, because they are going to be, from now on, mostly, every once in a while I'll probably throw up a free one, but from now on they're mostly going to be only for Patreon. So even if you join at the lowest level, you're going to get this weekend wrap up every week. So it's something to look forward to. In addition to it being Friday, holy moly, it's finally Friday. I don't get to say that anymore. I don't actually work. That's the cool thing about this, you guys, is that, and gals, and non-binary folks, I don't have to work. I get to do this nonsense. I get to sit in front. It's so ridiculous. I gotta laugh. I get to sit in front of this ring light with my camera, with my phone, stare into my phone's camera and talk to all of y'all, and do crazy crap on this printer. Speaking of which, that's actually one thing I want to talk about. I printed, because the printer, for those of you who don't know, here's a little inside baseball about 3D printing. Basically, it takes at least this style, which is FDM, which stands for filament something. I don't know. Takes a plastic spool, and I'll show you one here. Hang on, let me pull it out. Blazing saddles. It takes a spool of plastic filament right here, and it feeds it into the printer back there and heats it up to, like, this. I believe this is PLA, which again stands for something that I don't remember what it is. It's polyethylene, like a something or other. Plastic, basically. It's a fancy word for plastic. Takes the plastic filament, heats it up to 200 degrees Celsius. That's, if you don't know what that is in actual temperature, it's a lot. It's very hot. So basically it liquefies it. Heats it to the point of liquefaction, and then it forces it through a very tiny nozzle. And there's a motor, and it's got the X and the Y and the Z axis, so it goes in 3D space. So you can actually print something in 3 dimensions. And by print, I mean it takes this plastic filament, melts it, and then reassembles it into something that didn't exist before. So one of the things I printed is because I noticed when this, because one of the things this does is to prevent the plastic and all the bits from getting too hot, is it has a fan that blows air to cool things down. So what I noticed is that when this thing starts up recently, the fan is kind of making this ooh noise. And if you know anything about, if you've been around computers or fans of any kind, once they start making that noise, that means it's time to replace the fan. So I got a couple new fans, and in order to make sure that they put their stuff in the right place, I printed this, and so it's a duct. So these are these right here. I don't know if you can see them. These on both sides the channels go up here to holes right here, and so the fans mount, the dual fans mount on both sides, and then blow air down the ducts. This goes around the bit that is feeding that heats up and feeds the plastic. So it's blowing air out of these two holes here. I don't know if you can see it. You really can't. So it blows air out of these two holes. And this is what goes around the thing, and this sits on I think it sits like this some way, on there. And then there's, some other bits for wire management and things like that. But anyway, so I printed that this week. So probably not this weekend, because everybody deserves a weekend. Even me, somebody who doesn't work. I'm not going to work on the weekend. That's weekend's for fun time. Weekend is for not working specifically. So next week, I'm going to take it apart, take the fan that's going bad out of there, reassemble it with the new bits, two new fans, and they're bigger and better too, so they move more air. Reassemble it with those, and then get that bad boy back up and running again. Bad girl, I don't know, bad mamma jamma. Get it back up and running, and printing again, so we can do some cool stuff. I've also got coming up, looking forward to the week ahead, because apparently that's the section of the show we're in right now, is looking forward to the week ahead, not looking back. Looking forward to the week ahead, I've got a handful of dice, actually, some cool masters, and if you've been checking out the Instagram, you've been seeing some shots of them. Some cool master dice that I had professionally 3D printed by some folks on Etsy. The first set is just a regular set. It's nothing fancy. Just a regular set of seven or eight dice with, some standard kind of sci-fi looking numbers on them. And then some smaller blank dice that are called inclusion dice. And basically those just came out of the 3D printer, and it was John's 3D. Can't think of his name right now, but I will post the link to his Etsy shop somewhere when this video goes live, so y'all can check it out. So I got those dice from him that I need to sand and polish, because they just basically, he printed them, cut off the supports, packed them in a box, and sent them off to me. So in fact, they weren't even cured, because the resin printers use UV resin, and so after you're done printing, you have to cure them with UV light. So anyway, so I need to sand and polish those, and then I can start molding them. Because the other thing I'm looking forward to is actually finally finishing my pressure pot. So this is a story for another time, because we're coming up on 15 minutes. I don't want to waste your time. You're paying good money for this. I don't want to waste your time. I want to keep it tight. I want to give you good information, solid stuff, and then send you on your way. So next week we'll talk about the pressure pot and all of that nonsense. So a lot of cool stuff to look forward to. I will give you links to the Etsy store, the Patreon. Tell your friends, sign up, anything you can do helps. Folks, I appreciate all of you. Looking forward, though, because I want to know. Good question for you all. It's almost the end of February. You'll notice I'm wearing my woodsy hoodie, so you can't see me except from the neck up. It's cold here. It's cold here in the Pacific Northwest. So what I want to know is if it's winter where you're at, how do you survive in the winter? No, I'm not going to say that. How do you have fun in the winter? Or do you like the cold? I mean, is it something that you dig, or are you like, I can't wait for summer. I can't wait for, 80-degree days and sunshine all the time. So what do you do in the winter? Is it good? Is it bad? And what do you look forward to? Let me know in the comments. Shoot me. I don't know how this works. Add a comment on YouTube. Submit a message on Patreon. I don't know. I don't know how this works. But let me know. What do you do for winter? What's good about it? What's bad about it? What do you think? All right. I've talked enough. I'm tired of my own voice. So until next time, everybody, have a great weekend. See you soon.